Chrisean Rock's mysterious disappearance rocked the internet just hours ago, sparking a surge of rumors, anger, and worry. Baby Jr.'s name went viral all over the world as admirers frantically searched for answers. The discovery of Chrisean Rock alone in a rundown home, without family or protection, has sparked a terrifying new chapter that has left even Blueface's most loyal fans speechless. An anonymous tip had officials racing to the dilapidated motel west of Los Angeles. Police confirmed the finding, and Child Protective Services were dispatched to the scene. What is most disturbing is that Baby Jr. was not present. Witnesses report seeing Chrisean crying and holding a bundle of handwritten messages when he was found disturbed. Their disappearance is still unknown to the general public, and this disturbing revelation just serves to heighten the mystery. As people attempted to ascertain Chrisean Rock's true objectives, their level of concern grew. Was it something sinister or a desperate call for assistance? Who directed the anonymous tip that brought her to the attention of investigators? Some blamed Blueface's relatives, while others suspected a close friend of betraying her. It became very evident that what had started out as a distressing situation had turned into something much deeper. What happens next could be crucial. The drama that was developing didn't get off to a terrific start. However, for over 36 hours following Chrisean Rock's decision to cease tweeting, live streaming, and Instagram posting, there was an overwhelming silence. Instead, where her once bright, unrestrained online presence used to dominate, there was an uncanny void. Her abrupt departure sparked immediate concern and speculation because she was so used to sharing her highs and lows with the public. The weight of the absence seemed to have made the digital air itself more strained. Chrissy made an honest and agonizing public appearance recently. Her face was captured on tape as she left the courts, her eyes swollen and her lips bloodshot, from the shock of the devastating news she had just received. In a swift and uncompromising ruling, the judge granted Blueface's mother, Carissa, emergency custody of Baby Jr. The final straw was the ruling that took the child out of Chrissy's custody and placed it under emergency protective measures. Because it depicted a mother who was visibly devastated by her child's passing, many people viewed the picture as tragic. Child Protective Services started looking into Chrissy's home situation, mental health, and capacity to give Baby Jr. a safe environment as soon as the court decision was made. This revelation caused a sharp rift in public opinion and stunned the online community. Chrissy's loyal supporters quickly came together in support of her, viewing the custody dispute as yet another illustration of a broken system that, far too frequently, punishes weak mothers instead of providing them with support. They claim that Chrissy's outbursts. Such challenges were not evidence of incompetence, but rather calls for assistance. Critics cited Chrisean's history of instability and her public emotional outbursts as evidence that the intervention was required to protect the child's well-being. Because of how extensively her hectic lifestyle and mental health issues were shared on social media, they believed that preventive steps were urgently needed. In the intense and controversial debate, both sides adopted a stance. Since social media was utilized as a platform for justice, pity, and condemnation, Chrissy's silence only served to heighten the mystery and anxiety. Fans were speculating wildly. Was she miserable and sobbing in private? Was she withdrawing to recover? Or was there something more sinister going on? In sharp contrast to the lively woman who had earlier made audacious claims for attention, her silence became a symbol of her loneliness. In the hours that follow, this more than just a physical departure, Chrissy's exit served as a sobering reminder of how quickly attention can turn away from her, and how the same venues that previously gave her a voice may suddenly act as echo chambers for criticism. It was challenging to discern between private anguish and public exhibition in this tight setting, and Chrissy's silence was a potent statement that forced the world to confront the tensions between maternal mental health and public scrutiny. Those quiet hours had already revealed the first cracks in the fragile facade of a life spent in public spectacle, but the story was far from over. One woman's battle was being fought on the world stage when the unthinkable occurred. Chrissy disappeared that same night. She did not return to her sister's home, nor did she respond to the frantic calls and texts from her friends and manager. The dilemma of how to protect women under stress, when participation is necessary, and when, by day 2, it becomes a form of punishment. Her hairstylist and other closest supporters publicly begged for updates on her safety as her social media craze escalated. A Reddit report claims that Chrissy was seen alone by herself at a dilapidated motel outside of the city. Fear was building, but there were no pictures or evidence. Posting cryptic comments that hinted at her secret goal, Blueface was unusually quiet. Meanwhile, Chrisean was allegedly attempting to obtain full custody by using leaked secret documents, accusing Chrissy of emotional instability and endangering baby Junior. The public's concerns grew as a result of Chrissy's well-known, intense, and turbulent love for her child. Had she hurt herself, Chrissy? Would she be fleeing the constant scrutiny and legal troubles with baby Junior? At precisely 9:14 a.m., the charges were made. The stillness was broken that morning when the authorities received an anonymous 911 call about a woman who was just like Chrissy, stay at a roadside motel for 2 nights. When police arrived within 30 minutes, they found Chrissy lying among unopened baby bottles, snacks, and strewn notebooks. Despite being completely clothed, she was upset and exhausted. She just had a half-empty duffel bag and was holding a picture of baby Junior. Only emotional evidence was discovered, including scribbles and notes that revealed her sorrow, including a partially written letter with the headline, "If I don't make it back." Then it was shockingly revealed that Chrisean had been linked to a prepaid burner phone with just 1 call received. "I lost him. I lost everything." Was this a rescue or a setup? She acknowledged it. The story changed. The public was inundated with rumors that Chrisean had planned the anonymous tip, turning what appeared to be an intervention into a calculated move. Chrissy remained silent throughout the interrogation until she said, "I figured y'all would come." When a hotel staff member disclosed that Chrissy had not arrived alone, but rather with a hooded woman holding a baby carrier, the narrative took a negative turn. In answer to inquiries concerning baby Junior, she said, "He's safe but not with me, and that's what's killing me." Her statement was motivated by hunger, insomnia, and a desperate want to get away from the unrelenting criticism and betrayal. Surveillance footage verified the woman's departure hours after she left with baby Junior, and internet detectives promptly recognized the woman as, in an enigmatic Instagram story, Chrissy's best friend suggested more serious betrayal and accused others of praying in vain. Blueface finally made his voice heard in a mocking tweet, provoked a lot of uproar by handling the next chapter, and then utilizing a laughing crying emoji, which trivialized a serious issue. Blueface's cousin is fueling the rumors that Chrissy either trusted someone with her baby or that the child was kidnapped while she was unraveling. As the tale progressed, Chrissy transformed from a reality star caught in a media maelstrom to a representation of the complex connections between mental health, parenthood, and fame. Meanwhile, a neutral statement from Child Protective Services verified Chrissy's location and interview. Whisper hinted off the record at a more comprehensive review of Chrissy's mental health and the emergency custody system in general, which allowed Chrisean to be held while the probe was still underway. Only now has the world started to see every painful second of the struggle for Chrissy's and baby Junior's future. Chrissy has once again become quieter, more withdrawn, and more closely watched in an attempt to manage the aftermath. The fact that baby Junior is being raised by people Chrissy no longer trusts deeply disturbs her. However, a new storm was on its way just when it seemed like the worst was over. After Chrissy was discovered at that motel, exhausted and confused, but still alive. Hours later, the internet community cautiously exhaled in relief and prepared for the chaos that would soon follow. Not everyone anticipated this. A video that was recorded at precisely 12:46 in the morning, sworn to destroy it all. What information does it reveal that might blow everything up? Just prior to the enigmatic SUV, she drove off into the night with baby Junior in tow. At the departure, the hooded woman paused, looked back at the motel room, and then gave a subtle wave, as if she knew about the camera. Did she voluntarily give birth to her child? Was that Chrisean? Was this a planned action? As TikTok detectives examined the video frame by frame, the question that stopped the internet in its tracks was this one. A figure that was unmistakably Chrisean Rock appeared in the shadows, just over the edge of the doorway, quietly watching in the same clothes that the police had found her in, without protesting or following. And on social media, people were asking, was this a moment of sorrowful resignation, a forced surrender, or a failed escape? Then, in response to the criticism, Blueface's sister Collie reposted the video with the cold comment, accusing her of instability and letting that baby go like luggage. The post went viral and garnered millions of views. Collie's Instagram Live stream received countless views in a single hour, but she didn't stop there. She praised CPS for intervening and accused Chrisean of leaving her son behind, saying, "My brother isn't the villain," and adding, "The baby's in good hands." Infuriated followers accused the family of planning a cruel event that took advantage of Chrisean's suffering without showing any empathy. But Chrisean believed she was giving Junior to someone safe when his own cousin said, "You don't know the half of it," during Key's live webcast. CPS later confirmed that the woman in the SUV was Carissa Blueface's mother's relative, and authorities sedated her and requested an on-site psychological evaluation due to the emotional distress caused by the discovery, which saddened Chrisean. Witnesses who said she lost control, throwing furniture and screaming, "She stole him." A more sinister theory emerged after she was duped into giving up her child to a Blueface relative in order to receive legal benefits. As celebrities expressed their feelings about the video, which featured a mother's worst nightmare in real time and was accompanied by eerie soundtracks and dramatic captions, the public's sympathy grew. Insider reports state that the mother was so overcome by loneliness, paranoia, and betrayal that she demanded immediate legal assistance, and her lawyers have now become involved, increasing the likelihood of coercion and manipulation as well as criminal investigations. Fans reacted negatively, labeling it abuse, after Blueface posted a studio video of himself laughing and making light of Chrisean's breakdown, with claims that Chrisean was receiving 24-hour mental health care and was admitted to a private rehab center in Malibu. Misa Hilton bemoaned the simultaneous destruction caused by social media and the legal system, while Summer Walker questioned the lack of real help. A scary preview of a recent interview in which Chrisean sobbed, shook his head, and stated, "If something ever happens to me, no, it wasn't because I didn't love my son," was then shared by Chrisean's management. The video went viral, attracting fans, journalists, advocates, and celebrities as the conflict blurred the lines between fact and spectacle. Hashtags like #Chrisean, #SlarkFree, and mental health matters trended, flooding platforms with sincere appeals and conspiracy theories. Viral videos asked why no one stepped in when Chrisean's silence was a cry for assistance. Unfiltered rumors and phony headlines went viral. CPS investigations, family betrayals, and legal threats were leaked. But one thing was evident. The public had ignored Blueface, who had previously been in charge, in favor of a chorus demanding accountability. And then the unexpected, an unverified leaked audio recording, revealed a phone conversation between Blueface and his cousin, who kidnapped baby Junior. The cousin claimed that she believed she was giving the child to Blueface's aunt without knowing about the legal proceedings, and Blueface's laugh and remark, "You handled it smoothly," shocked many by acknowledging that Chrisean had been outwitted and hadn't willingly given up her child. Chrisean's legal team also mentioned criminal activity while social media was demanding. As the complicated story of Chrisean and baby Junior seemed to have reached its lowest point, an even more tragic piece of the puzzle was revealed, this time from a source who was surprisingly close to Chrisean's former closest friend, T. They found the leak. In the midst of this chaos, Chrisean shared a spooky photo of a medical wristband on Instagram with the straightforward caption, "Still here." Her supporters urged her to keep going, fight back, and reclaim her life. Amounted to a movie, an uncensored and painfully intimate look inside the motel room where Chrisean was discovered after she vanished, where her face is etched with exhaustion and desperation, her words piercing the commotion like a sharp sword in the video, her voice breaking as she reveals the inner turmoil that had been kept hidden from the world. And those in her immediate vicinity had promised her that baby Junior would be returned to her after, as her confession reveals, not only did the legal system betray her, but the very people she believed to be on her side also did so. The uncensored video clearly shows that the whole situation was a phony, and she was told that it was a temporary legal tactic that would not permanently remove the child from her custody. So instead of being taken temporarily, baby Junior was taken away permanently. T is the source of this footage, and her words capture a mother's greatest anguish and terror. Her anguish cannot be written off as phony or overblown, because each tear and pause in her speech shows a woman who has been driven to the edge, not only by grief, but also by deceit and betrayed trust. "Not like this," she says, obviously in agony. "Not without my child." T was once a confidant, and someone Chrisean turned to in her darkest moments. The video alters the plot once more, raising new questions about loyalty, collusion, and the true nature of the coalitions that Chrisean was a part of. As soon as the video was made public, social media went crazy, with supporters passionately supporting her when they saw that her fight was not only legal, but also very personal and emotional. Critics, on the other hand, sharpened their knives, with some accusing her of there are significant ramifications, and legal insiders have suggested that T might be asked to testify, which is a sign of vulnerability. But some are wondering why they chose to reveal such a vulnerable moment, or if this was an act of genuine concern or a part of a larger, more strategic game. Her testimony could reveal what she knew at the time, and whether she was complicit in enabling or permitting Baby Jr.'s transfer to Blueface's family. The courts are expected to reveal levels of manipulation that were previously hidden, and Chrisean's legal team is reportedly assembling a formidable defense. In addition to the growing evidence of emotional trauma and coercion, this movie may be crucial in settling the custody dispute, but it also highlights the more depressing reality of how the legal system and celebrity mental health issues can occasionally collide with disastrous results. Her unvarnished confession in that motel room is more than just a vulnerable moment. It's a call to action and a last-ditch appeal for justice for her child, and for a system that many feel has let her down terribly. As the world watched and waited, wondering how much deeper this tragic narrative could go, public allegations exploded. Did T engage in collusion? Was she traitorous? In this unfolding drama, it is clear that Chrisean's battle is far from over. I just wanted to keep a record in case things went wrong, so I tried to record everything as it happened. Instead of recording a quick social media rebuttal, the followers weren't convinced and accused me of betraying her. What started as a custody battle has turned into a terrible story of manipulation, heartache, and public scrutiny, serving as a sobering reminder of the thin line that separates past love from the harsh spotlight of celebrity. It was more severe than the social media condemnation alone. According to a recent leak from Chrisean's legal team, T may be called to testify under oath regarding her involvement in that motel handoff. They want to know what she knew when she knew it and whether she was always working with Carissa. This is just the beginning. This turn of events sparked a firestorm. Carissa shared an easygoing, fans accused her of stealing under the guise of love, pointing out the obvious manipulation behind the family-first facade. "No matter what they say, he's safe now. That's all that matters," was the caption for a joyful selfie of Baby Jr. holding him while sporting a shirt that read "Family First." The reaction was explosive. Instead of seeing it as a reunion, they saw it as a horrible victory. Then, without warning, Blueface went live and dropped a surprise that nobody had anticipated. According to his candid admission, "Yeah, we did what we had to do. We've got more receipts," he added, a threat that lingered heavy in the air and generated new rumors. Blueface's eerie parting remarks, "What else are they hiding?" made it very evident that Chrisean would have to battle valiantly for her son's return. His remarks were so conclusive that they caused silence on the internet. "You can call it horrible, but now that baby is safe, she's getting the help she needs," he said. "The truth is, this fight is far from over." According to insiders, Chrisean is preparing a powerful statement, possibly even a lawsuit or revealing interview that could reveal the entire story. Meanwhile, her silence is deafening, and her social media accounts remain unchanged except for that haunting photo of her hospital bracelet and a flurry of unfiltered emotion from her supporters. Chrisean Rock didn't just disappear or fall apart for no reason. They were pawns in a game much larger than themselves, and now that the world knows the truth, someone she trusted betrayed her. The next move could cost someone much more than custody, so be prepared. This story is just getting started. The video tells a story that words cannot hide from her. Because her tears were sincere and her silence was stronger than any scream, the questions still stand. Was Chrisean really falling apart? Or was this just a way for her to protect herself from a system that was meant to wear her down? Was T an ally or an accomplice? What secrets are they still hiding, considering Blueface hinted that there are more receipts? What will happen next?